hit. I'm hit.
Boy, this is fun. Even when you're on the receiving end of a whole bunch of paint. Paintball is fun. I'm Verge Bennett, and for the next few minutes you're going to get to see everything there is to know about the paintball game. So stick around, this is going to be a blast. Since it began about 5 years ago, the paintball game has been largely misunderstood by many people. The news media frequently lumps paintballers with survivalists, revolutionaries, and radical groups of all kinds. Other than the fact that they all wear camouflage clothing, there's no similarity. Paintballers are no different than you and I. They just want to have fun. And boy, do they have fun. As you can see, the paintball game is really nothing more than an adult game of capture the flag. When a player is properly equipped, this is a safe, enjoyable pastime.
It's kind of a fantasy game where you can go out and act out different scenarios that you see on TV or in the movies and things like that without any fear of physical injury. Many people enjoy being able to actually go out and live some sort of a fantasy that they can never ever do in real life without breaking laws or hurting people and things like that. And that seems to be a very desirable reason for people to go out and do things that in normal life that are things that they're not allowed to do.
It's estimated that 2 million Americans play the paintball game, and they come from all walks of life. Randy Fieldhack is a nuclear safety engineer with a large utility company. He plays the paintball game to help blow off steam.
Yeah, it really helps. Sit around the office all week, and it's nice to come out here, run around the woods, get the blood pumping, the adrenaline flowing.
You're having a good time out here, in other words.
Oh, yeah, it's really a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Trash all your preconceived notions about paintballers and what kind of people they may or may not be. Who we got here?
Linda Lawrence.
Where are you from, Linda?
Racine.
What do you do for a living?
Office manager.
An office manager, huh? You like playing paintball?
Really? Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. It's almost like a fantasy world out here.
Ah, why is that?
Because you can shoot men and get away with it.
And I bet that brings a lot of nice revenge motives there, huh? What do you enjoy best about it?
Oh, just being outside and the adrenaline rush you get. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
What kind of weapon you got? What do you usually shoot?
I just use the club gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were doing pretty well out there. I watched you.
Yeah?
You were ducking and dodging and having a great time.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who we got back here?
My name's Carol Zanotti.
What do you do for a living, Carol?
I'm a receptionist in a doctor's office.
And you come out here and blast them with paintball on the weekends, huh?
Well, originally it was because I didn't see my husband for months, and if I wanted to see him, I had to play the game.
A paintball widow.
Right.
Okay. What's your favorite aspect of this here sport?
They don't know the women from the men.
Okay, hi, my name's Greg. I'm one of the owners here of Paintball Sam's American War Games. I hope each and every one of you have a very good time today. The very first rule I want to stress, and stress is very important, everybody has to wear their goggles. Their goggles must be on their face at all times while you're out there in that field. I don't want to see your goggles off, whether you're dead or alive.
In paintball, safety is all important. The better playing fields provide a thorough orientation for all players. Eye protection is an absolute necessity. Goggles must be worn constantly on the playing field. Even if they fog, they should not be removed until the game is over and shooting is stopped. Only goggles that have been specifically designed for the paintball game should be used. In addition to goggles, full facial protection, including coverage for the neck and ears, is highly recommended. You'll really know you've been hit if you take a paintball on exposed skin in these areas. Without the proper equipment, this player might have been seriously injured. A paintball gun should never be fired at a person who's not wearing goggles approved for the paintball game. Paintball guns should be treated with the same respect you would accord a real firearm. What's it feel like to be hit by a paintball? It depends upon several factors, including the type of gun, distance from the shot, and how much clothing you're wearing. From personal experience, I can say it does sting a bit. But let's face it, if it hurt a lot, would so many people be playing the game?
I'm hit! If you got your gun hanging out of a building, you get shot, your gun gets shot, you are dead. You're out of the game.
The rules of the paintball game are basically simple. In team play, two numerically equal groups face each other in an attempt to capture the opposing team's flag. This is most often accomplished by splattering your opponents with many well-aimed paintballs. Players hit anywhere on the body except the face or the head are eliminated from competition. Sounds easy, except when you consider that your targets are shooting back at you. As we said before, headshots don't usually count as a hit. On most fields, players follow specific procedures for keeping headshots to a minimum. When a player gets hit on the body or on the gun, he yells out, "I'm hit," and puts on the dead man's banner. This tells everyone you've been shot and are out of the game. After you've been hit, leave the playing field and return to the staging area. There are many different kinds of paintball fields, from a simple barrel field only a few hundred yards in length to a running battle through the woods. Or the pulse-pounding excitement of an attack on a heavily defended fort.
Move it up on the edge of the ridge, right there! Look out, look out! Stop! Mother! Ray, are you okay?
There are many more kinds of fields depending on local geography. Hills, valleys, and even near jungles. There are even indoor fields, but we'll talk more about those later. Regardless of the terrain, every playing field is defined by specific boundaries. A time limit of 30 to 45 minutes is usually imposed on each game. You may ask yourself how you tell the two teams apart when everyone is wearing camouflage. Usually, different colored armbands are used to differentiate the two teams. It's obvious that the paintball game can be strenuous exercise. Before you play, we suggest you get a thorough doctor's physical to make sure you're up to the task. In the heat of the action, it's easy to forget your own limitations. Steve Knuth is a beginning paintballer. Steve, how'd you hear about this?
Well, I got a couple buddies that are in playing right now. They told me about how much fun it was. I'm going to give it a shot.
Going to go in there and rent some camo and go out there and duck and dodge?
Camo, I'm beginning at the sport, so I got to rent everything I got to use.
Okay, you think this is going to be a good time? What do you think about this?
From what I've heard, I'm going to enjoy it.
Okay, well, we'll talk to you later when you come back off the field.
All righty.
Chris Brooks is a first-time paintballer. He's going to go out and have a shot at it today. Chris, are you a little bit nervous?
Sure am. I've never really shot anybody before, so this is a new experience for me.
And needless to say, you've never been shot.
That's correct.
Hey, what do you think about this sport? How'd you find out about it?
A couple of my buddies have done it, and they talked enthusiastically about it, and I thought I'd give it a try. Looking forward to it.
What do you do for a living, Chris?
I'm an architect. I own my own firm, so a little
It's a departure from those blueprints, huh?
Sure is. Sure is. I'm really looking forward to this.
What does the well-dressed paintballer wear? Well, if you plan on making yourself less of a target, and who doesn't, some sort of camouflage is an absolute necessity. There are at least 10 different kinds, from the basic leaf pattern hunting camouflage, available in almost any department store, to the latest ASAT, all-season, all-terrain patterns. No one pattern of camouflage will work under all conditions of foliage, terrain, and season. For now, let's just observe the way camouflage does its job, namely to make it hard for your opponent to see you. Covering all exposed skin is a good idea in general. If you don't know what kind of camouflage to buy, ask an experienced paintballer. High-top boots that provide ankle support are highly recommended. Tennis shoes do little to prevent a twisted ankle. Additional equipment to seriously consider is a breast protector for women and a protective cup for men. We're back with Steve Knuth. Steve, I see you took one there. How long did you last?
Well, I lasted a lot longer than I thought. Originally come into this game figuring you get hit right off the bat, but I lasted a while. I got my shots in.
Had a good time out there?
Beautiful. I loved it. I'm coming back.
Oh, hey, Chris. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, back with Chris Brooks again. How'd you do out there?
Oh, I did pretty well. I got hit once in the face there, and I was okay for a while, and then somebody snuck up on me and nailed me one in the back shoulder here.
Ah, so you did get hit, huh?
Yeah,
well,
I did get hit.
What did it feel like?
It felt pretty good. Stung a little bit, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. Actually, after I got hit, it felt a little bit better. I didn't have to worry about anything else at that point in time.
Yeah, you going to come back and do it again?
Sure am. Next week, next month, whenever they have it again, I'm going to try it. Yeah, I love it.
Beginning paintball players usually come to their first paintball game with a friend or two. Eventually, you may care to join one of the many organized paintball teams that are popping up across the nation. For the individual, the paintball game is a test of personal skill and endurance. Team play, however, calls for high levels of cooperation and communication among many different players. Together, you and your partner can be an effective fighting force that is difficult to overcome. In a well-coordinated two-person team, one provides suppressing fire while the other reloads CO2 or paint. If the team runs out of ammo simultaneously, their position becomes vulnerable to attack. A controlled, disciplined rate of fire helps ensure a good defense. Let's go back now and talk with Randy Fieldhack again. He'll show us some typical paintball guns and equipment. Here, you seem to be pretty well equipped. Let's go over some of the things you've got here.
Okay, let's see. Start out with the gun. This is a long-barreled Sheridan. It's sort of a basic gun. It's just got a shoulder stock and a gravity feed to shoot a little faster. It's not quite as high-tech as some of the guns people have, but it works.
Is this not a constant air source?
Oh, no, it's just the regular 1 CO2 in the front.
You find that it's adequate for you, huh?
Well, for now, yeah, but a lot more people are getting constant air, so it's a coming thing, I think.
You got a tactic for dealing with constant air?
Keep your head down, I guess.
Okay.
Just charge 'em.
Okay. What about the rest of the stuff here? Give us a little go over here.
Okay. Well, I got this on a sling, so I can just drop it and draw the backup gun in case the first gun malfunctions.
What's your backup?
That's a short-barreled Sheridan. It's almost the same thing, only a little smaller. Whoops. Excuse me.
Okay.
In addition, I've got 2 packs of ammo. Actually, 3. There's another one in the back. CO2 in the front and CO2 on my arms, since I don't have the constant air. I have to carry a lot of CO2.
Okay, in a typical firefight, how many rounds of paint do you go through?
Oh, on a good one, you can probably go through, in a game you can go through 200, but in one fight you could probably go through 3-4 tubes, 30, 40.
You find yourself pretty vulnerable when you're changing those CO2 cartridges?
Yeah, that's why you always try to work with another person. You kind of alternate changing CO2 and changing ammo so you have someone to cover you at all times.
Teamwork, that seems to be the thing that we see a lot of out here, and the better players seem to make a lot of use of it.
Oh yeah, that's the way you win out here, particularly in the tournaments. Everyone works together really well, and if someone's in trouble, everyone else helps out. You never leave anyone stranded. Everyone works together, and that's the way you win.
Macho names, whimsical names, paintballers adopt them all. And the state champions in Wisconsin are called the Thunder Bunnies. You can joke if you want, but these guys are pretty bad. What do you say, guys? Who we got here in the middle?
Richard Rath from Racine, Wisconsin.
Okay, tell us about your championship.
It was a good battle. We had a couple tie games, and when it came down to the final game, we did it.
Okay. What do you attribute that success to? Do you have a key?
2 months of meetings, little clickers, little whistles. When it needed to be done, we did it.
Some strategy and just getting in there and hitting the other guy first.
A lot of aggression, a lot of aggression.
Okay. Who we got out here on the outside, guys?
Tom Snyder from Dousman, Wisconsin.
What kind of weapon you got here, Tom?
PMI 1. It's one of the first models Sheridan put out.
Mm-hmm. What are these stars on your hats here, guys?
When you capture a flag and return it to your fort, you receive a star for it, and it's kind of a status symbol.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like you guys are pretty much covered with these. I hope you don't fall on them. You're going to get punctured. Who we got over here?
Chris White from Greenville, Wisconsin.
You guys having a good time out here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thunder Bunnies, say hi.
Hey!